Hello everyone, it is Thursday, September 23rd, 2021. Of course, yesterday was New Comic Book Day, and this video is being done one day early from our regular Friday slot due to the fact that I have to work all weekend, and I usually don't work on Fridays, but I got to work tomorrow, obviously. And I didn't get a chance to pick up books last week because I was feeling very much under the weather. So we have 2 weeks worth of books to show. And then the last couple of weeks I picked up a few more titles than I normally do. So there was a lot of books to show. And then I found a couple of really nice books for the Halloween season that I'll show as well. First book up, Star Wars High Republic number 9. United States of Captain America number 4. This is a first appearance book. Moon Knight number 3. Another book that sold really, really well at shops. Flash 774. Another book that has a ton of first appearances on it. This is King Shark number 1. Suicide Squad King Shark number 1 of a 6-part series. This book has a ton of first appearances, and I think right now DC is kind of going over the edge a little bit. Every book doesn't have to have a first appearance on it. When you put a first appearance in every book, it takes away from the excitement of a first appearance. They're just putting first appearances on everything, and quite frankly, it's going to come back and bite DC in the ass because I do know that people are getting tired for those speculators who try to buy a first appearance on everything. I think the DC and Marvel just kind of going over the top right now with, all the first appearances with 90% of the characters not doing anything. Another book we have here is Suicide Squad King Shark number 1. B cover, kind of a cool looking cover right there. From DC, Batman 113, cover A. Cover B, kind of a cool looking Batman there. Book that people were buying because of the cover and some of the stuff that was going on in the interior of the book. This is Harley Quinn, the animated series, number 1. Giving Poison Ivy a kiss there. You can kind of see some of the looks on the people's faces here. There's that. One of the things I am getting kind of tired of, and this is not a knock on anybody, but there's just too many storylines and characters coming out that are either minority or gay or whatever. I don't care how anybody lives their life, but my God, not every character that's on books, television, movies, not everybody has to fall into that category. Just do your stuff, keep the characters the way they are, and everybody will be happy. So there was that. Just kind of a little, rant. Like I stated, you can live your life any way that you want, but it just kind of gets out of hand lately. And some of you may agree, some of you may not agree. Quite frankly, that's just kind of the society we're living in right now. That was it for the mainstream. This is Independence from Image, vinyl number 4. Boom Studios, Ma number 1. Scout Comics, Dancing with the Dragon. Not really enjoying the story too much, but this was pretty much this is a pretty cool cover right here. Porcelain number 2. Another one from Boom Studios, number 3 of 6. This is Dark Blood, A Tale of Suspense. Cool looking cover there. Cherry Blackbird, what number is this? Maybe number 2, possibly, track 2. I'm so far behind on my reading. A book that I'm reading, and this book kind of reminds me of like Crossed or some of the stuff that came out from Avatar. This is Red Room, number 4. Read this story. This is a pretty brutal book. If you're not reading Red Room and you kind of like that stuff, But believe me, this book is not for everybody. Especially there was a storyline in this issue here that I read. Wasn't real wild about it. Wasn't wild about the imagery. But again, I do like that genre. Just, it is, you know, if you haven't read it, kind of thumb through it a little bit. It's kind of a real brutal take on comics. Book that came out last week. This is the second print of #1, Eat the Rich. I'm enjoying the storyline. Kind of a cool looking cover there. This is Primordial #1 from Image, cover A, or just whatever cover, A, B, or C. This is one cover here. Cool cover right there with the monkey. This actually was the #1 right here, the regular #1. So I haven't had a chance to read this yet. Again, I'm kind of behind on my reading, but I am looking forward to reading that from Image. This is from Ablaze. Now, this kind of falls under the, you know, cover purchase because it kind of check marks some of the things that people collect. We had talked about the World War II imagery as it relates to swastikas, the rising sun flags. This is He Who Fights with Monsters from Ablaze, #1. Bondage cover, and you can see the swastikas right there. And the old, you know, officer hat. There's only a couple of these on the shelves. I was able to get one. I was happy with that. Again, these have a really good secondary market for it. From Heavy Metal, Cold Dead War. This is #4. Cool cover right there. Kind of touching the wall, got the names on it. There's that. And this was a really hot seller. People really seem to like this one here. This is issue 1, second print. Really cool looking cover there. This is, I believe, a second print. No, it's first print #1. Eat the Rich. Cover here. And then #2. Eat the Rich. Again, I'm really enjoying the storyline. Although I think this is a mess up here. Let's take a look real quick. I think this is a misprint on the issue number. It is. It is issue #2, but they say it is issue #1, but it's issue #2. Whether or not they changed that, I don't know. Don't care. Cool looking cover, but not as cool as this one. That's a really cool looking cover right there. Cover I really liked. This is King Spawn #2, and I believe this is second print here. I think, if I can get it out of the bag. First print. King Spawn #2. Just a cool cover right there. There's another one I have that for some reason I don't see it in the stack here, but there was another one that I picked up of that. Really cool. From Aftershock, Bunny Mask #4. Still enjoying this storyline. And then I was able to pick up from Bad Idea. This is Wellsville Rocks and Minerals #1. It's kind of it's a square bound, a lot of pages. Haven't had a chance to read that yet. We'll see how that goes. And then last Saturday, of course, was Batman Day. And so I was able to pick up a couple of books here on the free. I didn't get a chance to go because I had to work, but shops had saved some for me. This is Fortnite. This is Batman Night Watch. And then The World. Kind of a cool thing right there. And then also I picked up a first print of the trade paperback for Stray Dogs right here. Excited about that. I really like this story. We've talked about that. And a new storyline is coming out, Dog Days, two-part series that comes out. It just is going to start showing off in the previews. And one of the things that they don't have in the previews that a lot of you might want to take a look at, apparently it's only available through the FOC, is Dynamite is doing some covers like Army of the Dead and the Army of Darkness. They have some of the Stray Dog covers on there. There's a Red Sonja Stray Dog cover for those books. Really, really cool looking. So take a look at that. Again, those are only available on FOC. It's not available inside the previews. You have to keep an eye out for them, or contact your local comic book shop and see if you can get them, because those horror covers have been really, really popular with collectors. There's no reason to think that they're not going to continue to be popular, especially if the storyline for the new stories moving forward is just as good as the first run of stories, because that was really, really good. I was at one of my shops today picking up some books, and sitting on the counter, I found these, asked how much they were. They said cover price. They're all in super, super high grade condition, so I am not going to blink at that. First one we're going to look at, number 4, cover C, Night Dance, Halloween Night Dance. It's Halloween. I'm a huge Halloween fan, so I'm definitely grabbing that. Next one I picked up, issue number 1, second print, Halloween Night Dance. Again, these are hard to find. These are not books that you just find right away, especially the second prints, because a lot of people didn't buy a lot of the second prints. They picked up some of the first prints, didn't buy a lot of the second prints. And looking through the little stack they had on the counter, I was able to find number 2 second print for cover price. Cover price on this is $3.50. I think this book right here, when I was looking around at it, it's like a $29 to $35 book. So I was very happy with that purchase there. But these are going to go in the personal collection because I am a huge Halloween fan. So there is that. Now, I am going to do a hot pick video because there are a lot of really nice books coming out that I saw in the previews, but I kind of thumbed through real fast. There's a lot of nice looking storylines, of course, and there's a lot of really good covers for cover purchases. So I'm going to do a video on my next day off. I don't know if it's either going to be Wednesday or Thursday, but on my next off day, I am going to do a hot pick video. I know a lot of you like those hot pick videos. And again, like we stated in the past, my hot picks are usually pretty accurate as it relates to books that are going to be pretty hot. So there is that. Now, I am still waiting to hear about the Vegas Valley Comic Convention, the one-day event at the public library on Flamingo. I'm hoping to hear something. Apparently, they're going to let everybody know by the 30th of this month, September, which gives you about a month to get your stuff ready for the show if you get picked. And I've been getting some private messages. I've been getting some, questions from people that, like buying from me about what type of stuff am I going to bring. I bring a pretty much mix and match of a lot of things. You only get 2 little tables, so there's not a lot of things I can really bring. I always bring some vintage, some older vintage, some high quality vintage. But again, you're going to have to pay for those. Just because it's a small show and just because I'm selling some stuff doesn't mean I'm going to give the stuff away. But to give you kind of an idea of the stuff that I'm going to bring, for the most part, let me get this little box out here. Just kind of, stuff like this, which will be priced, relatively, inexpensive to make some money. Just stuff like this. This is stuff that's already bagged and boarded and ready to go. There's this here. I like that one because it's Las Vegas right there. You have Lost in Space. You're not going to see a lot of stuff like this. The thing that makes this good is that these are all, pretty solid condition. And there's a market for stuff like this. Here's like a Warlord of Mars. Again, a lot of filler stuff that you're going to be able to get relatively inexpensive. Let me take a look at another stack or so. Again, just nothing, I will bring some stuff for some regular customers. Jeremy are one of those customers. Rudy are one of those customers. That I will bring, stuff that you like, which is mostly, Neil Adams and, horror comics from the 70s. I might bring some pre-code stuff, that I might let go. But again, if you're going to start buying stuff like that, it's going to cost you. But we will see. A few more books of things I'm going to sell. Right here. Really cool Crypt of Shadows cover. It's Unexpected. Nick Cardy, our old buddy Nick Cardy cover on that. Another Nick Cardy. Even in lower grade, you know, 3, 3, 5, 4, these still sell really, really good. Nice Nick Cardy right here. Marvel Spotlight, Son of Satan. This does have the Marvel value stamp in here, number 26. Man Wolf in Space. This also has Marvel value stamp. It has Kingpin. And again, we had talked about that. I put that stuff on the back right there. You can kind of see what it is. I do that because it's important that you advise people that are buying things if it does have the Marvel value stamp on it. Because if the stamp is missing, you didn't really go through the book. These all have the Marvel value stamp on it. A few more books here is The Shadow. It's another Shadow here. Here's a book you don't see every day. Pretty good condition. A-Team number 1. The Ringo Kid. Like I said, these are just going to get thrown in a box. I don't put the specific order of the books. I'm not going to sit there and say these are Batman, these are Wonder Woman. I put them in boxes because I want people to take the time and go through the boxes to find what they're looking for. Because what I have found is that if you have, here's another one right here real quick, Shogun Warriors. What happens is a person comes in, he has his little list, and he's looking, he sees Batman, and he'll just look at Batman, and he doesn't see the Batmans he needs, or, you know, whatever comic run he's trying to put together. So he doesn't see what he wants, and he just walks away. If you have long boxes of books, and you have a bunch of stuff, you know, like this, like we've been showing in there, person's going to take the time and go through it because you never know what you're going to find. And it keeps people at the table longer, gives them an opportunity to, you know, you can talk with them, get to know the people that are buying from you, and then they find things that they might not have looked like. Here's the book right here. A lot of people don't go to conventions looking for this particular book, but this is a good book. It's a hard book to find. You know, these later issues, guy's going to go through, he's going to see this book for $5 or $6, and he's like, you know what, I like that. I think it's kind of funny. I'm going to buy that book. Here's another one here. Kid Cold Outlaw. Again, people love, you know, digging through books that are kind of like, you know, value books. And these all fall under the kind of a value book. This is Haunt of Fear. These are the reprints of Haunt of Fear. These are popular resellers right here. Here's one here. Here is a Blade book that's real popular. Got a little Deacon Frost on it right there. Not a super high grade book, mid grade, 6.5, but still a book that's going to sell really well. Blade usually sells pretty good, earlier issues of Blade. Here's another one of those EC reprints. Again, you can pick these up. People buy those all the time. You have Crypt of Shadows. Another book that usually does pretty good when people find it, mid grade. Here's another Alice Cooper, number 1. Doorway to Nightmare, number 1. This book has got a little bit of heat lately because they're going to do a TV show on it. So that's the second one I've shown. So there's going to be 2 of those in the boxes. Journey into Mystery, low grade, but this is, you know, you can get $3, $4, $5 for this book all day, even in low grade, because people just like to have them. Here's Elvira's House of Mystery, number 1. Really nice Christmas cover with Elvira. Who wouldn't want Elvira sitting on their lap at Christmas? Here is Timothy Drake Becomes Batman. This is a second print. Kind of a cool Godzilla book here. Upper grade Godzilla. This is got a little Avengers action on it. And that there with Godzilla doing what he does best, just messing up the town. And then I have, like I said, a lot of other books that are going to be coming in. I'm going to have, you know, a lot of Ice Cream Man, a lot of Something's Killing the Children, a lot more stuff like this, filler stuff. And if it sells, great, and if it doesn't, that's okay. But again, I just had a piece of beef jerky, so I'm kind of burping beef jerky right now. Sorry about that. But again, if you're looking at books, you can sell things like this. I mean, I'm sure a lot of you would dig through boxes to find stuff like that, because a lot of this stuff is either you're trying to fill runs or it just kind of brings back a good childhood memory. Now, I'm getting ready for the show like I got a booth. I don't know if I'm going to get a booth. I don't know if they're going to pick me. It's done as a jury system, or like you're doing a jury system to get a booth. I'm hoping that they give me a booth. And like I said, I am going through the process of grading things and getting stuff together like this, because again, when it's all said and done, I may only be able to bring 8-9 boxes that I can lay out on a table, and then I'm going to have some higher grade vintage that's going to be behind the table that a lot of people aren't going to just be able to thumb through, because I am very particular about who thumbs through the older books, because quite frankly, a lot of people don't take care of your stuff. They just kind of go through it real fast, or they pull it out and they're like looking and they stuff it back in. You see people, they go in there to try and stuff the book back in. That just drives me absolutely crazy. But again, I appreciate all the people reaching out. I'm getting a lot of positive comments about people wanting to come out and try to buy things from me. Trust me, if I'm doing the show, I'm bringing stuff to sell. I want to make a certain amount of money, and I look forward to meeting a lot of the viewers, or just meeting people in general who enjoy the content of this channel. And with that said, if you're not a subscriber, please hit the subscribe button. If you are a subscriber, thank you for subscribing. Hit the little bell for a notification when the new videos come out. I'm also going to do a couple of Halloween movie videos for the month of October, because this is my favorite time of the year. And once October comes, my wife and I start watching, movies for Halloween all the time. So I'm going to show you some of my favorites and some movies that I think you should watch for this time of year that you might enjoy. And a lot of you have probably already seen them, but these are things that I enjoy, and I watch a lot of movies multiple times just because of that. So again, thank you very much for watching this video. I know I rambled on a little bit. I apologize for that, but that's just how I do it. So I don't have a script or anything. I just kind of go off the top of the head. And again, next week, I'm going to do a video hot pick, comic book hot pick video for the books coming out in this week's previews that came out on Friday's preview, or Wednesday's preview, excuse me. So there it is. So again, I hope you liked the video, but as always, if you didn't, nothing I can do for you. Have a great, great day. Happy hunting. And as soon as I find out about that show, I'll let all of you know. Good night.